Welcome back. We continue to count down to kickoff just after the top of the hour here on the Northwest Ohio Honda Dealers Border Battle. In Jim Harbaugh's 2 seasons as the Wolverines head coach, he's only had 2 captains lead the team each season. Chris Wormley, one of those 2 this season, and it's a big deal for the defensive lineman out of Whitmer as Michigan is off to its best record this season since 2006.
Even going back to last year with the start we had and the finish we had with the bowl game and then leading into this season, it's been a blast. You know, being with the guys every day and going out on Saturdays and just having fun. It's been exciting and it's been a thrill.
Go! I know Greg Madison was in your living room recruiting you, but you bring in Don Brown this year as the new defensive coordinator. But that defensive line, you've really been able to make some movement toward the quarterback. What's different this year other than obviously Don Brown's name being on the nameplate on the door?
The guys that play mostly are all seniors. With me and Taco and Glasgow and Godin and Mo Hurst, and then even with Rashawn too, adding that piece in. There's a lot of guys that can rush the passer inside and outside. When you put Don Brown's blitzing defense in, it makes it that much more lethal and that much more ready to go at the quarterback and get pressure.
Your senior year at Whitmer, obviously that was a great team. You're on a good team again this year. Do you see any other parallels between both senior seasons?
With Coach Palka, 4 years ago, he was a great coach. Coach Harbaugh was a great coach. We have a lot of good senior leadership, a lot of seniors on the team back at Whitmer and now today. We have a lot of supporting backups that can help out and play a lot of football and play good football.
We're going to go back a little bit further here, further than high school in Michigan.
Man.
I found some pictures in the archives. Clearly you grew up a Michigan fan.
Oh yeah.
What do you think when you see that?
That was probably 23 years ago, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, 22 and a half years ago maybe. My dad was a big Michigan fan. My mom was a Michigan fan. As you can see, I was as a little kid, repping the maize and blue from an early age. It's
looks like you were also repping your high C juice box there too.
Oh yeah. Once again, got the Michigan jersey on. Might have been Anthony Carter maybe, 32. But yeah,
I think that's
crazy.
Something you may have had since birth in your hand there.
Yep, take a picture with that every year for my birthday. Actually, I took one a couple weeks ago when it was my birthday. We
big 23, right?
Yeah, Ernie and I have been together for a while, and this jersey too. It goes on and on.
Maize and blue, yeah, it never ends, right?
So I guess I was destined to be a Wolverine.
You're probably the biggest kid in class, and appropriate Thanksgiving time, right? I mean, right there.
It might have been first grade, maybe. Yeah.
It was first grade, yeah.
First grade.
And playing Middlevale youth football.
Middlevale Eagles. That a lot of. I look like I have no idea what I'm doing, but the number 2 looked good on me. Maybe I should have worn that at Michigan, but.
I understand you'd tote your birth certificate around everywhere you went just because you were so much taller than the rest of the kids your age.
Yeah, going to trying to get the kids deal or kids deal at the movies. They would always question me and look at me, and I would look at my mom like, Mom, what do I do? I'm like 8 years old, and they think I'm like 14.
I understand that in 8th grade, you almost said, forget football.
Oh, is that what my mom told you?
She did.
Oh, she's telling the secrets, but it's true. That is true. 8th grade.
But you may not be here.
Yeah, 8th grade, I said, Mom, I want to focus on football. And she's like, well, hold up, let's try it. Because I went from the Meadowville Eagles to the Whitmer Junior High leagues or whatever it was. And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. She's like, well, let's try one more year. And I was adamant about not playing. She's like, well, if you don't play, you'll be grinding for the summer. I was looking at her like, are you crazy? So I stuck it out, I played it, and I guess the rest is history.
When you look back on that, do you think, how crazy was I? Or what do you think about when you think back to, I guess that'd be, 9 years ago now?
Yeah, I think my mom, I thank her a lot. We talk about it and joke about it. I tell the story to close friends, but yeah, it's crazy how, one thing could lead to another. I know for a fact I wouldn't be a basketball. I'm no Nigel Hayes, so, I'm glad I stuck with it.
Well, speaking of Nigel, I have to show you this one.
Oh man, don't show the camera this.
What's going on in that picture?
This was a recruiting visit at Ohio State, and Kenny Hayes, I think he was committed at the time, and I would tag along with him and his family. My mom, we would go down to the games, and a lot has changed.
So that was not your recruiting visit?
I mean, not a recruiting visit. We went to the game. I got a field pass. It was cool to be on the field and just get the recruiting experience and whatnot. But I think I chose the right school.
You and Jake Butt, 2 Ohio guys,
yeah.
Captains on this team. Again, you cannot escape Ohio. But what has that been like for you this year, being an Ohio guy, leading this team as a captain?
It's amazing. I mean, I think being a captain is the highest honor you can have in all team sports. Being from Ohio and being the captain on the Michigan team is something special too, especially with Jake. He's from Columbus, the Columbus area. And no better guy than Jake Butt to be standing next to each and every Saturday.
When you're on campus, do you hear it from your peers about the losing streak to Ohio State, or even when you go home to Toledo? I'm sure a lot of your friends are now Michigan fans, but I'm sure you still run into some Buckeye folks.
Yeah, there's a lot of to the Michigan or Ohio State down in Toledo. So going to the mall or going to stores, people always joke around about the losing streak, or I'll only root for you every week except for the last game of the season. So it's all fun and games, but when it comes down to it, we really want to get this win and make what we've been working for the last 2-3 months come into a reality.
Is that a box you believe is the one box you want to check before you leave here?
I think so. That was one of the reasons why I came back for my fifth year. Beating Michigan State, Big Ten championship, beating Ohio State, doing things that I could check off, being a captain on the team. Those certain things, I'm slowly checking off.